Greetings, senors and senoritas. Jack Willard is here with you. I think that's my name, at least around 1977. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for a Saturday, March 8th. Getting ready now for daylight savings time, unless you're in Arizona. But why would you be? No, I'm just kidding, Arizona. We don't hear much from Arizona, probably because I'm, you know, speaking bad. I'm talking crap about Arizona, and I'm really not. I've only been to Flagstaff on a bus, so I wouldn't know much about it. Um, I don't think it would be my choice place, but the Nancy Barrett lives there. So actress Nancy Barrett, she's retired now, so I would definitely go there to see her. Karen and I would just find a way. So all these people are here, huh? Tess J. We all love you, Jack. Well, thank you, Tess. Neo is here. Christari is here. Hello. Are you still in the hospital, Christari? Ted Richards, 3 more days of wind here in Vermont. There's been so much wind here in the last month or so. 28 degrees at the moment, but wind chill down to 6, really. Yeah, I thought it was going to something. My picture fell down, right? um, One of my pictures with Karen and one of her friends, Grace. Um, I thought it was going to warm up by Saturday. Now we're looking for Monday to start the warm up, and Tuesday should be really good. I'm quite frankly tired of waiting. Brenda Noyce is here, Barbara Kendall, and did I say Ted Richards? I think I did. So many of our hardcore regulars are here, about 32 that I know of are watching. If you haven't signed in, whether you're in Istanbul, whether you're in South Africa or Atlanta, Georgia, give me a hello if you can. If you know how to sign in, it's easy to sign in, right? What does somebody have to do to sign in for the first time, guys? Somebody explain here. If they're a little technologically impaired like I am. Well, look at Richard Lyon, the Grand Patriarch is here as well. Nancy DeMarco, Jody Smith, and Teresa Pinnell. Hello from Tupelo, Mississippi. Don't know if I'm pronouncing your last name right. Liz is here. Somebody new, I do believe. Liz Lokiek. Hey, Jack, freezing here in Connecticut, huh? You believe this? We're all ready, aren't we? We had a terrible January and February, us here on the East Coast, and we're just ready to be outside and enjoy things. And, the weekend's coming and it's sunny, a nice sunny day today, and yet it didn't get out of the 30s. And it's a kind of a drag when the temperatures stay below kind of a drag. Brenda Gaskill. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. And Liz. Welcome, Liz. Welcome. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings. Hockenberry 92. Good evening, Jack, and everyone. Glad to see so many of our friends here. Yeah. Jody Smith. Jack, did you watch the video I sent you? Probably not yet. But I will. I will. You're not talking about just a picture. People send me like the opening page of a Facebook group. I've kind of seen these pictures before of half Elvis, half Bob Joyce. But people send me that. Well, here he is, the man I talked to today from now in Atlanta, Georgia. Gene Ladd is here. Yeah, how are you? Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings. You made it. I wasn't sure. I've never signed in myself, so I wasn't sure exactly how to do it. But glad I'll be talking a little bit about you this evening, and in the future, we'll probably have Gene as a guest. He's still got a great voice, and Everybody say welcome to Gene and happy 90th birthday. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Gene. He probably wanted me to say he was like 27 or something. I should have thought of that. But Tuesday, he will be 90, and his birthday party is in just a few hours, really, on a Sunday down there in Atlanta, Georgia. If I can get down to Stone Mountain when Karen goes to visit her grandchildren and her daughter, I'll break away and go see Gene. That would be wonderful. Um, like catching the ball low catch, says Liz. Hmm. Things that make you go, hmm. You have to think about that one for a little bit. Uh, you never know. Christari sent me all her medical records, detailed MRIs. Some of it I understood, but some of it was medical jargon that I cannot ascertain. Ascertain. People are clicking. People are clicking. That makes me want to check things out here. No, nothing new yet. We heard from a number of people. Some want to be identified, and some don't. I sent out a bunch of uh, emails, a mass emailing with the help of Andy for people who wanted to see Pastor Bob Joyce singing The Wonder of You. Um, I always need Andy when it comes to stuff like that, but you can still see it because it is apparently still up. It is apparently still up on X, but Mickey with an I at the end, it's a female, Mickey Larson Olson. Apparently, she posts so much on her X account that just to get to February, you're going to be like on an expedition. I mean, I would bring food, drink, and warm clothing to find February on her X page because she posts a number of things every day, it seems. So I just wasn't going further down. I wasn't going uh, down the list of her postings enough to find her posting on Pastor Bob Joyce Household of Faith from well, she posted it on February 17th. That's what you got to find to see Pastor Bob singing The Wonder of You. I don't want to rip it off. I don't want to rip it off because I could get bitten. And although I love Dark Shadows, I don't think I want to be bitten, you know. I want to watch the pretty girl get bitten. I'm just like all other guys, you know. I'm like one of the guys, sorta. Nancy DeMarco is talking to Tess. And oh my goodness, Chris Starry hits the thanks button for $20. Thank you so much, Chris Starry. You know, we would have given you a pass, and I certainly didn't expect that. I appreciate that. But thank you so much. I hope that's well within your budget and what have you. Thank you for doing that. Jody Smith says eating pot roast, huh? Texas toast and baked corn on the cob. Baked pork on the cob. Has anyone had baked pork on the cob? Have you done it? Naughty you if you've had baked pork on a cob. What is baked pork on a cob? I'll put that on the blooper reel. I don't have a blooper reel, but if I did, I'd put it there. Georgia Peach. I think I remember you from the past. Oh, okay. I know who you are now. Hello, Jack. I emailed you on Friday as Southern Belle, which I want to change to use that name here with you. Well, that's fine with me. As for instructions on how to do it, I have no clue. Chi Chi is here as well. Good afternoon, Jack. Is that Australia again, Chi Chi? I forget when you say good afternoon, but I think it is. I think it is. Maybe we'll hear from some other places like London, Liverpool, uh, into Ireland. That's in the afternoon time now, just about, if it's not still morning. And everyone is helping me on my shows too. Yeah, feel free to talk about your shows, Christari, because I just saw something that you sent me, and it looked like beautiful baked goods. but I did get up here late. I have to admit, Karen and I were hanging out, and I did a video earlier this afternoon. And when you release a video that seems to be going up, you don't want to what they call cannibalize it. Cannibalizing is fine if it's a Saturday night party. Well, you're into what you're into. I'm joking, but you don't want to release a video and then cannibalize it by releasing another video, which is kind of like what I'm doing, but it's just a live show with if you have Pastor Bob questions or comments, your observations, but anything else too that you have on your heart, share it. Share it. Remember the YouTube guidelines, of course, be respectful. So, Richard, what is going on? He's talking to Christari. Good, very, very good. Been praying for Christari every night. She had her brain tumor surgery this week. I'm not sure what the I did look through the MRIs. I'm not sure what her status is now. So if you feel like expounding on that, Christari, how's your head feel would be one question after brain surgery. How's your head feel? Oh my goodness, Hockenberry 92. 1999 on the thanks button. I don't usually start this good. It's been a little slow lately. It's been a little slow. So thank you. That's a great encouragement to me. We're just trying to make a minimal budget here. I'm not looking to go to the Virgin Islands or anything like that. I don't even have a passport. Don't even have a passport. I never have. When I went to San Diego years ago, 1998 was the time, with my first wife, second wife. Let me see. I have to think which wife. There's been so many wives. Um, yeah, it was the first wife, the mother of my children. Um, when we went with John and Bonnie, rest in peace, Bonnie. She died way too young. She was a great woman. When we went there, we walked into Mexico, and you didn't have to have a passport or anything. You just walked into Mexico, and all these Mexican cab drivers were there saying, "Taxi, taxi, 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 taxi." Oh, no taxi. I'm I'm not going in to Mexico into unknown territory. And next thing you know, I'm in a Mexican prison, and I'm going to be there for 20 years and maybe get out if I'm lucky. No, I don't like to go to places where I don't know what kind of crime I'm going to be in and stuff. I figure if I stay so close to San Diego, you can spit to America, then not but spit and reach America, then I'm kind of safe. And they had all these. I went into a pharmacy and they had all these prescription drugs that weren't prescription over there. But I assume as soon as you go back to the border, they say you can't bring these in here. We don't allow that. You have to go see a doctor. Yeah. High speed drifter. Hello. We're going to party like it's 14.99. Okay. How would we party at 14.99? Um, I don't know. Thank you so much for the clip of The Wonder of You. Listen to it over and over. Yes, yes. I'm glad you got that. I was hoping I didn't hear like 15 people saying, we clicked on it. It's not working. I said, "Is there any way, Andy, we can tell if it's going to work when they click on it?" He says, "No, not really." So what am I going to say? Yes, Richard, speak your piece. Do you want to share your latest theory? You may if you want to. That's all right. You can turn us into Coast to Coast AM. I mean, I wish I had George Norrie's money. I wish I had George Norrie's money. And when I was speaking about Art Bell, a legendary hero of me, and I was talking about what made his show so great, I forgot the most important ingredient, which was Art Bell. Art Bell had a presence on the radio. If you know, you know. If you didn't hear him, you don't. But you would tune in the middle of the night. 5 million people tuning in the middle of the night across the 500 stations to hear him with his latest guests. But it's always if a show works, it's often because people like the host. That's why people that have done these talk shows, they come out and they say, "Hello, welcome to my new show. My first guest is," and they usually got somebody big for the first show. They will never work. People tune in for the host. There has to be a real commitment and a love for the host. That's what made Tom Snyder, as great as some of his guests were, people tuned in for their nightly allotment of Tom Snyder. You just had to have your fix. Johnny Carson, same thing. Um, um, Oprah, Oprah didn't quite do a big opening, as I remember, but she had something that compensated for it. She had a connection with the audience as she went along. That would might be the exception. But Regis and Kathy Lee, what was the best part of the show? The open, where they're just talking about what they did last night in New York City. Regis Philbin, there was nobody better than him doing that. You know, this guy knew everybody in New York. He knew everybody in New York. So yeah, you tune in, and Kathy Lee, the same thing, you know. I'll never forget the episode, well, not just one episode, but the time when Frank had been unfaithful, lied about it. She believed him, then that it had been exposed that it was all true. And that next following Monday, I think the reveal came like on a Saturday. She was at that show, and the look of empathy on Regis Philbin's face for her was so loving and so beautiful, and she just breezed on through it, and because he was said to be a sleepwalker, um, Frank Gifford. Frank Gifford was said to be a sleepwalker, and one time, supposedly in the middle of the night, he left his bed with Kathy Lee. He wasn't wearing any clothes, and he just walked down the hall. He went into the nanny's bedroom and got into bed with her. That's supposedly a true story. I don't know where it went from there. I just remember that part. I think she threw him out pretty quick. Rick Robinson. Hi, y'all. What's up? Yeah, what's up? Everybody say what they did on this Saturday. Jane Justice is here as well. Nancy, and in honor, in memoriam, Terry Whitmore. Jack, can you please tell me again where I can find the link to Pastor Bob singing The Wonder of You? So you were one person that I missed somehow. I tried to think of names because if you hadn't sent me an email recently, I said, send me an email so it'll be right there and I'll know. And a number of people did. But if you haven't seen it, it's not so much a link. It's a just go to X and type in. I know people want the link. Everybody wants a link. Mickey Larson Olson. Maybe somebody can type a link for me. That would be much appreciated. You'll be my junior tech staff. Mickey Larson Olson on X. And then you're going to have to scroll all the way down. And I mean, it's going to be a journey to February 17th. And that's when you'll see her posting. Everything is ringing here. I keep my phone up for a reason because it alerts me. But when you get to February 17th, you'll see the Household of Faith posting. She was there on February 15th, a Saturday, the day after Valentine's Day. And she was able to tape this impromptu, or I won't say impromptu, but a casual Saturday service that was basically for the Household of Faith church family. I assume they had a very nice meal in the fellowship hall. They came over to the sanctuary to sing some songs. Willina, Pastor Bob's wife, was in the front row, looking real pretty. And he was tickling the ivories, and then he began to sing The Wonder of You, which is just about my favorite Elvis song of all times. I used to love talking it up on the radio. I always got excited every time I was just another audience member driving down the road, and here comes The Wonder of You. I always got excited. Now, I know technically I can dream, or if I can dream, is probably an even better song. One Night with You is an incredible song. If you get to the early, the rock and raunchy sound of Elvis, but The Wonder of You was one of my all time favorites, certainly in the top three. So you'll find that by Mickey Micki Larson, Larson Olson, Olson or Sen. I could have made a mistake there. And go down to February 17th's posting. Hopefully that helps you somewhat. Thank you for being a friend, Nancy Whitmore. Remember, I'm a technical dodo. The only links I know basically are sausage links, and I try not to eat too many of them. But if I do have links, it's always Jones sausage. It don't give me that banquet crap. Come on, banquet. They bought what was it? Swift Premium or something. They bought somebody out, and now I'm not a banquet fan. I remember those 99-cent TV dinners from Banquet. No, Shelly's here, is she? Shelly 3, or what number is she this time? Georgia Peach says you may have to copy and paste the link above. If somebody can do that, I'm not a copy and paster. I'm not that person. But if somebody can do that here in the comment section, I'm more than happy. Otherwise, you can just go to Mickey Larson Olson on X. I understand it will save a lot of time if you copied and paste, so maybe someone can do that. Diamond Dance Studio. Wow. Hi, Jack and everyone. In fact, I get annoyed with people on Facebook that they want a verification that what they've posted. Don't just hit the share button. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. And they usually get about 7 or 8 people telling them, I don't copy and paste. I don't have any Elmer's glue to do the pasting. I'm not a copy and paster. You know, there's just people like me that don't do much of that. When Andy's here, he'll help me copy and paste. Karen can copy and paste. But Ted, I sent you the email. You're on the list. I mean, your kiss is not on my list, but your email was, and I sent that to you. It should be in your email. So check again if you can, but otherwise, it's Mickey Larson Olson. Somebody can hear, must be technologically impaired and could post a link if they want to. You're more than welcome to in the comment section. That would work, wouldn't it? Links don't work in the chat. Of course they don't. That would be too easy, right? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. But Jackie Organ, hi there, Brenda. Everybody's talking to Brenda. She's very popular here, as Chris Starry is, and Chris Starry should be. American Trilogy is my fave. Yeah, absolutely. His version of that. This is kind of a chatty, not so much a big lead topic night. Sometimes we do a big lead topic night, but let me go to my video list here. My video list. And if I can get my mouse to work. See, I can't even work a mouse, and you want me to copy and paste links, Yeah, we did a video 5 hours ago or so. Elvis sings in 2025, question mark. I don't put a link there either. I'll try to get Andy, to put the link in that video, okay? I don't know when. He doesn't live here. He lives on the other side of the house. Elvis sings in 2025. New Bob Joyce macho photos. Yes, new photos of Bob at the construction site for the new sanctuary of Household of Faith as they convert a very beautiful horse barn into their next sanctuary, which is supposed to be a temporary sanctuary on the 9 acres of land they bought. So we show those pictures. We talk about that video again, and we talk about Bob coming to the arena in August in Hot Springs, Arkansas at the OZK Arena. So it says 107 hits so far. There's my voice. But if I go to analytics, it's probably higher than that because they always lag behind. Um, yeah, look at that. I go to analytics and it's 1,100 views since it was published. So thank you. Thank you for watching that one. So I don't want to cannibalize that video by doing a provocative title in this edition of Worldwide Ramblings. You know, our last Worldwide Ramblings haven't been, no, exactly um, breaking any records, but the family has been here, and I appreciate that so much. And the night the Democratic Party died, not doing that much, going towards 300. I'm wearing ashes on my head in that one. We did that, of course, on Ash Wednesday. Bob Joyce sings Elvis again to Walina. That's the first video where we mention what Mickey Larson Olson has put up, and that's got 4,100 views. Bob Joyce and Elvis, not a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. And we explain why. 2,300 views. And then I did that one. Bob Joyce, not Elvis. Is Elvis? Talks Elvis? That's got 2,700 views as of right now. 27. So I don't know why all this let me see here. Yeah. Look at that. June Joyner. I see it now, June Joyner. Hi, June Joyner. Thank you so much. June Joyner hits the Cash App for $30 for a happy early birthday. My birthday is the first full day of spring, March 21st. I'll probably pop on that night because, you know, Mama didn't raise no stupido. No stupido. But no big plans that I know of. No big plans. Probably have my traditional pineapple whipped cream cake. My pineapple whipped cream cake. That's on a Friday, right? I think it's a Friday. But June Joyner sent $30 on the Cash App. The Cash App handle is lowercase letters Media Guy 56. I'm only mentioning this because she sent that. I have to thank her, and that leads into mentioning what it is. Lowercase letters Media Guy 56. Media Guy 56 on the Cash App for any amount. If it's a larger amount, it's better on the Cash App because I get more of it. But I'm very thankful to Google/YouTube for the thanks button, and I am very appreciative of those who hit it for any amount, any amount. All right, enough of that. Shelly, you love those emojis. Happy birthday to Mrs. Lyon, Vivian Lee Lyon, having a birthday. I missed that from Richard. Happy birthday, Vivian. Very, very nice. Vivian Lee Lyon. I like that. It's catching on. Jack, what is the most views you ever got on a video? It's The Verdict, no doubt about it. It often comes back to being number one, and it's years old now. I have like a top 10 list in analytics, you know, and The Verdict has been number one. And it's going towards 229,000 views. So we're not that far from 250,000. So I would love to I would love it to get to 250, and it never stops growing. It's where we kind of lay out the whole story of Pastor Bob Joyce, and we talk early Elvis Presley. We talk about 1977. Did Elvis Presley fake his death? We do that. And so that's what we're hearing. Richard is hitting my phone. And I bet you he's going to have a wild message. Oh, I see. Wife's birthday. Don't say her age. I got it just in time not to say it. See, that could have been risky because you put it in the first few words. Well, look at how beautiful. This is from a little while ago, right? She would kill me. and then roast you and invite people over and they would eat you. There was some story about this week. No, I think it's a new series on Fox Nation. I never got Fox Nation. As much as I watch Fox News, I don't have Fox Nation. I was gonna get it, then they took Tucker off. That ticked me off. They don't have Piers Morgan on there anymore. I guess he's on YouTube. He's right here on YouTube. So that's a big thing for YouTube that Piers Morgan Uncensored is right here on YouTube exclusively now. Exclusively? That's great. There's a number of shows, some of them with decent, nice ratings, like Piers Morgan, and then there's Don Lemon. Not so good, Don. I think people have figured out you're a bit of an arse. You're a bit of an arse, Don Lemon. Sorry, sorry, but we try to be forgiving. We gave Tom Hanks a chance to let us know that he didn't think of us as a bunch of illiterate hicks that hate black people, and all he did is he responded in his Instagram, which is blowing up, and said, well, I guess people will just have to get over it. After all, it is my free speech. Well, before we spent all this money seeing all the Tom Hanks movies that we thought, we assumed, Tom Hanks, that you were a nice guy that loved all your fans and didn't have this preconceived notion that more than half of your fans were garbage. And now we realize that that's how you think of us. That's how you think of us. And we hear there's these other movie roles you still want to play. Well, now the studios are nervous about you because you just told half the country plus, because there's more every day. There's more every day. After what happened at that State of the Union, all the old Democrats are going away now. Anyone that has a brain. I'm not going to get political like we do sometimes, but I'm just saying, Tom Hanks, if you don't get to play those roles, it's exactly what you deserve because you hurt us deeply. You hurt us deeply. It's not that we don't have a sense of humor. I found Stephen Colbert before he became an obnoxious jerk when he used to do that thing on Comedy Central where he would play a conservative. We found a lot of that very good writing and very funny. But you made it sound like a conservative means you don't want to touch the hand of a black man. That's a low blow and it's BS. It's BS. That's not who we are. You made it sound like if you're a MAGA, you're just a complete and utter stupid hillbilly moron. Low blow, low blow. There would have been another way to do it where it would have been funny, but you didn't do it that way. I mean, all the comedy they could have had with Joe Biden, and they didn't do it for 4 years. So that's the end of that. I'm sorry, Tom Hanks. When I think of Castaway, one of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump, one of my favorite movies, Catch Me If You Can, one of my favorite movies, and others, I say, I never knew that as he was climbing to make what is now probably close to $1 billion. He's probably worth about $1 billion now. I never knew that, you felt this way about people that disagreed with you. I guess Smile on Your Brother, It's Time to Get Together. You never heard that song. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And there comes a not large Marge. My goodness. Hitting the Cash App, the thanks button for $20. I think I'm going to be all right for the month of April because what people are doing now, I will receive on the 21st of April. So thank you, not large Marge. Large Marge was in the Pee Wee Herman movie, the big trucking driver woman, remember? But not large Marge Gates is obviously the daughter of Bill Gates. So welcome, 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 welcome. Jackie Organ. Jack, it's a lovely hot day. She loves to do this. 86 degrees, huh? 30 degrees Celsius. Well, we don't know Celsius, especially people like me don't know Celsius in my state here in Australia. Yeah. Paul Comfort is here, my buddy from across the pond. I want to say Wales. I struggle with this time. every time, Paul. I'm sorry, but I'm so glad you're here. It's been a while. It's been a while. Shelley is the empty master. You want me to show that picture, by the way, Richard? I never thought of asking you, but I'm asking you now. Vinny the Chin is her uncle. I get it. Be careful what comes out of your mouth. Be careful what comes out of your mouth, because in fact, I better hide. I better put on my cool prescription glasses here. Hide a little bit. I don't want Vinny the Chin to make me part of the field at Giant Stadium. I really don't want to be part of the turf down there. I don't. I definitely can't watch another Robert De Niro movie, and I loved his movies. Exactly. I feel the same way. I won't do it. I won't do it. Not when you are that hateful. Not when you are that hateful. Sure, I can show the picture. Well, okay. I hope it's not too glary when I show things live. So, did you find that picture, Ted Richards? I mean, that video? Same here with that also, Richard. Robin Roman is here. Hi, Jack and family. Set your clocks forward. That's right. 2 a.m. East Coast time. I don't know what time zone you're in. 2 a.m. becomes 3 a.m. Now, this does not apply, right, to Australia or to Ireland or to Wales, right, Paul? It doesn't. It doesn't. What about Canada? Shelley, do you have any time changes? I don't think Trump's going to go for this, by the way, because he said the truth. He said 50% of the people don't want it to make it so it never changes, because people immediately, this is what happened in the 70s. Oh, we can't have this. I'm taking my kid, or my kid is on the bus stop in the pitch black in the morning. So that's the reason. It's all about school kids. They're always, you got 75-year-olds paying school taxes, never had a kid in their lives. It's unfair. It's unfair. They're trying to get by with their medications and co-pays from these rip-off Medicare Advantage plans. Yes, 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 Aetna. And it's unfair. It's unfair. So he says that's a tough one because it's 50-50, and he's probably right about that. I don't know, whether he's the deciding vote. I guess it could be Congress. Who knows? Rita, lovely Rita Maid. Hi, Jack and family. Welcome to you. Thomas, music is not the same from known dark ones. Music is not the same from known dark ones. Are you saying, like, when we find out that an actor loathes who you are because you line up with a certain political opinion that he doesn't agree with? Is that what you mean? That you can't feel warm about them anymore. You can't feel warm about them. Nobody is questioning that Tom Hanks and Robert De Niro are fantastic actors. Fantastic. I mean, I can't think of a funnier scene than in Meet the Parents with Ben Stiller, when he gets the cork off the wine and it goes flying into his Robert De Niro's mother's ashes, and, which are in a what do you want to call it, a jar, a bottle, whatever, on the mantle. It crashes down and breaks, and the cat comes over and relieves himself on the ashes. That's about as funny as it gets in a movie. But I'm done with you, Robert. I'm done with you. He didn't expect the blowback he got, and Tom Hanks isn't expecting it either. Now, if he made a sincere apology, I don't know how you would do that when you've already said that you're not sorry. In the Garden of Eden, honey, in the Garden of Eden, baby, you know that I love you. I never bought the story that he was drunk when he did that song and sang in a Gata Vida instead of in the Garden of Eden, because he sings it perfectly. Other than that, he sings in a Gata Vida every time. How many times in that song? And if he were S-face drunk, he wouldn't be able to do that. So I never really bought that story. Don't you know that I love you in the Garden of Eden, honey, baby? Don't you know that I'll always be true? Thomas, what's going on? Music is not the same. I said that already, Thomas. Aerosmith, huh? Yeah, they did that song. They have that line in a song. Thank you so much, anyway, for your gift. All the people here, including Marge, $20 on the thanks button. And oh, here's somebody new. I'm glad I'm going back. I'm seeing names that I missed. Hello, Joanne Nitzy. Hi, Jack. I live in Lake Dallas, Texas. I've been listening for a while. This is my first time posting. I enjoy listening. So, what you're basically telling me, Joanne, because I make this mistake being a radio disc jockey for years. I refer to my viewers as listeners. What you're basically telling me is, I don't mind listening, but I can't look at you, bro. You got a face only a mother could love. You got a face for radio and a voice for print. Jane Justice, thank you so much. High Speed Drifter, we're going to party like it's not $14.99. I'm still waiting for what it would be like if we did that kind of a party. And Hockenberry, Hockey 92, 19.99 on the thanks button. And Chris Starry, $20. So, what's your state of health, Chris Starry? In a few words, I guess I'm asking, do you still have cancer? Do you still have cancer? And you're going to be doing more radiation. Miles Wright, I missed you. Hi, Miles Wright. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Liz, I'm still wondering about that cryptic message, like catching the ball low catch, but catch is like Heinz ketchup. I can't think. I don't know if you're for me or against me. Are you for me or against me? All right, Richard, I know you want me to show that picture. You handsome devil, you and Vivian Lee Lyon. See, I used to call her Vivian Vance Lyon, and she didn't like that, and I can understand why. Although Vivian Vance was a very pretty woman too. She was a very pretty woman too. So let me. Oh, Brenda Sweeney. Hi, Brenda Sweeney. We got like 3 Brendas here. Hey, Jack from Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. Say hello to Glenn Youngkin, your governor, the next time you see him. Big fan, big fan. Some say he's kind of purple in his decisions. I wouldn't know. I don't live there. How's the fires doing in South and North Carolina, since all we see is politics in our news reports these days? I mean, it's pretty much got to be, it's got to be a huge story before they cover it. Cancer is back. I have a sliver in my liver. It rhymes. A sliver in my liver, sludge in my blood, zombie brains, like Joe Biden? Zombie brains in my head are running amok, I think you mean. Not much, but muck. Muck rhymes with duck. Ted Lyon can't understand why they won't come out. Do you know if they move to your lower back? Oh, she's talking about kidney stones. My back is killing me. Tina Swatsworth is here, is she? Is she? What about Chris? All right, Richard. I shall. I'm telling you, this is one of these movie star couples here. I'm not kidding. She's a cutie. You didn't tell me you were married to a hottie. I'm going to try this various ways. I know you're being washed out. See, if I was doing a pre-recorded video, it would be better. Maybe I'll do a pre-recorded video. We see your wife very well. You look a little washed out, Richard, because of that light. Maybe that light. I don't know. Hold on. Nope. Well, almost. I almost get it. That's pretty good. Not perfect though, but not too bad. Richard and Vivian Lyon. There you go. Oh, thank God. I get emotionally disturbed when I can't get it, but it's always more difficult live. And there are those that would say emotionally disturbed is not a new occurrence in my life. I love it. I love it. Very, very nice, Richard. Richard and I were talking on the phone, and I didn't really have time to look into that further. I don't know if I want to say anything quite yet, but you can if you want to. Yeah, Shelley likes the picture. All right. Very nice. You're right about that. Katina, Team SWAT. Team SWAT. Jeanette, unpronounceable maiden name. I have trouble with the last name too. Fair. I want to say Farrar, but I know it's not Farrar. What was that? Jose Farrar? Was he the movie star? I can't remember now. It goes back to the 60s and the 70s, especially the 60s. Jose Farrar sounds right. I'm not sure. But people like your photo. Bob singing Wonder of You. That's Elvis, baby. Did you see the video? Were you able to go to X and check out Mickey Larson Olson? You got to scroll all the way down to February 17th posting to find the Household of Faith posting. She was there and recorded Pastor Bob singing The Wonder of You. I would so love to just post the song here on my channel, but it could result in me not being able to talk to you next weekend. Tina's talking to Brenda. Another sip of water. Gene Ladd, are you still here? My buddy, I want to talk about you a little bit if you are. Just a little bit. I won't talk anything about your days as a bank robber. That's well in the past. Well in the past. Let's just say Gene had a collection of ski masks, but he never went skiing. Thomas, I would get a beating probably. Here, Gene is still with you. I'm very happy to hear that, Gene. It's an honor to have you here. Gene, who will be 90 on Tuesday and celebrating his birthday tomorrow, is a legendary New York broadcaster. For many years, he was on WHN Radio, 1050 AM, back when radio was super hot. Gene was the news director of that station, so that's the number one market. New York and California were always neck and neck. But Gene would do the morning news and work with some radio greats like Dandy Dan Daniel and Ted Brown, who would go on to I think the most prestigious part of his career was on WNEW AM, and he did some TV as well. So Gene is a writer. If you want to write the title of your book right here, feel free. You can get it on Amazon. He writes poetry. He had a very nice poem that he read for me. We had a long conversation this afternoon. It must have gone on. In fact, I think it went on for 1 hour and 23 minutes. I looked at my phone, 1 hour and 23 minutes. Roman Home. And what's that about, Gene, in a few words? I mean, eventually we'll have you on for a phone interview. Um, Both Gene and I are technologically impaired in terms of zooming it, but I'm going to have to get a 14-year-old to come up here and help me, That may not go well, though. Don't ever leave yourself open like that. Well, if the 14-year-old comes, mom has to come too. Roman Home is the Gene Ladd book, and the poetry book will be coming next. Wow, I'm talking so fast, you know. Joanne Nitzy says you're not too bad to look at. My late husband was a real redhead. Does my hair look red to you? It's Garnier light natural brown. That's what it's supposed to be. But if you dye your hair and you go out in the sun anytime within the first few days, the sun turns it red, and all of a sudden you're starting to look like Carrot Top. You know, um, my best days are behind me. I mean, I've got pictures on the wall, you know, that are better than what you see before you. Jack sent you pictures to your email with Pastor Bob singing with the travelers at Household of Faith. That's another video. I don't know if you actually sent me the video of them singing. They're singing a copyrighted song, and I think I did. I think I did. I just, when it comes to putting music up, see, this is the problem. I can, I can't do anything live. They'll just take it out in real time. You, I'll still be here, but they'll take that song out in real time. They have the ability to do that. Um, they can say, after I do a pre-recorded video with a song, they can say you can use it, but you can't monetize it. Okay, my gift to the audience. I'm more than happy to do that. I've done it at least a dozen times or close. Um, or they can say the owner of the song is willing to share the monetization. They'll say something like that, and I'm fine with that. That's how you got to hear a song from Pastor Bob's album, Safely Home, with me doing, kind of acting the song out. That's here. Or they can say, no, you can't use it. You cannot use it. But they can say that you can use it, and then the people who own the song, or in this case, own a comedy bit that you put up 4 minutes of, file a complaint, and then they copyright strike you. Then you get a copyright strike. So it's so risky. It's so risky. Now, if that song they sang is from the 1800s, as many, like, you know, many of the old time gospel songs were written in the 1800s, the copyright has expired. I should be okay with that. I'll have to look at what year that song is from. Brenda is leaving. Jack and all, good night. Going to bed. My back is hurting me. Karen has this problem too, but you have other issues. Wednesday night, if I'm not in the hospital, we'll pray for you tonight, Brenda. We will. Brenda's been, Katina's been praying for many people. My younger sister, Rita, says my younger sister and her husband live in Vegas. Last year, we almost made the Guinness Book of Records. We were on the phone for 8.5 hours, LOL. I never see her, so it was like a visit. Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time. Yes, Faith Lloyd is here. I'm glad to see that. And I don't think the travelers are from the church. I don't think that's local people that are there every week. That doesn't sound right to me. Um, I just looked back at the email, and Christari has sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness, 9 emails. So I'll be looking through those. I got a lot of work to do between now and next Wednesday. Let's see here. Nice picture of Elvis Presley. Picture inside Graceland, I think. Another picture of that same room at Graceland. Wow, very 70s. Very 70s. We'll have to show them to you in a pre-recorded video. That's the best way. So we heard from Liz here. She says, I enjoy your show. I don't really have authorization to read this, so I want to be careful here. No, there is no requirement to believe that Bob Joyce is Elvis to be here. You don't have to believe, what happens, it kind of becomes a problem is when someone comes on that is angry about our opinion or what we think could be a possibility in my case, and tries to berate the group and me and keeps going with it, then it's a problem. June Joyner sent us $30 for early happy birthday, as I referred to before on the Cash App, Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56. Thank you so much. So much. Just looking down here a little further, but I did send out a slew of emails earlier. I did. Including to Nancy DeMarco. Yeah. And here we are, Jody Smith. No Gene Wilder. No Gene Wilder. Just my favorite actor. He was phenomenal, wasn't he? A loving man, I think, too. A loving man. Yeah. Katina's going to be going to church, and she's going to lose an hour of sleep. So thank you, Katina, for Katina sent me a birthday gift. I'm very thankful to Katina and Chris Swatsworth. Early birthday gift. I'll continue to mention that because the birthday is not till the 21st. Marianne Rossi, not Donna Rossi, is here. Hello, Marianne Rossi. How are you doing? How's your weekend going? I think I'm going to use a cough drop. My mouth is dry. It's dry. So Gene, I was speaking about Gene as someone who's a writer. He's written several books, and we will talk about his book on a future show, whether it be pre-recorded or live. And I'd love to get some tape because he looks really cool, Gene. He kind of has that Willie Nelson look going on now, where he used to be suave and debonair. Yes, now he's turned into more of a hippie type, more of a hippie type. Gene Wilder and my grandfather are the same age. Okay. Hi, Jody. You got off work early, or are you off tonight? It's 11 p.m. Eastern. 1 hour goes by so fast. Isn't that the truth? When we are live, 1 hour goes so quickly. Tomorrow, Karen and I will go up to Monticello. Our friends Sean and Norma will be going up to Massachusetts. I wish I were going to the IPA Awards with Lenny Gomolka as the entertainment, a big name in polka. I'm from Orange County. To me, the polka king will always be Jimmy Sturr. How much always I have left, I have no idea. But for me, Jimmy Sturr, who we'll see on the 5th of April in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So can anyone also see one of the times I posted my email address in the chat? Georgia Peach isn't seeing it. Tech glitch. Can anybody see that? Richard Delion. Jack, do you think that the Long Island Lolita, we're not going to talk about her again, huh? And that mechanic, huh? What was his name again? Joey, right? Joey Buttafuoco. I should know that, Richard, right? How you don't get any more New York than Joey Buttafuoco. Finally, when he was forced to say the truth, when he could no longer, he wasn't never good at lying about Amy Fisher, but finally, when he finally had to say the truth, he just looked in the camera. Yes, of course I did. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? To which Richard Lyon says, no, I would wait. I would make the right choice. I would not. Um, do you think the Long Island fires are done on purpose? Well, Richard, to tell you the truth, I spent the evening watching TV with Karen or talking to Gene Ladd, and I never got to the newscast. See, I really don't like that John Scott is now on 3 to 5 p.m. I'd like him to be on 5 to 7 p.m. instead of showing a rerun of the 5 at 5 o'clock. That's on Monday through Friday. We don't need to see Friday's show at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Stop doing that, Fox, and either put John Scott on for 3 hours or move him to 4 to 6 because he's a nighttime kind of guy. And you put on the big weekend show from 6 to 8 p.m. I guess the ratings are pretty good for it. And there's some nice people on there from time to time. But John Scott is far and away a better deal. A better deal. I just love watching John Scott. He is a solo anchor man always, just does weekends. And so I only saw the last 25 minutes because I was doing that pre-recorded video up here. We had to email all the to all the people that had asked for it. I realized that there would be people who would ask after that, but then we realized the video was still up. You just have to. I'll see if I can get the link from Andy. We probably should have thought of that. You think of these things after the fact. After the lovin', I'm still in love with you. So remember now, before you go to bed tonight, if you're in the United States of America, except for Arizona, set your clock ahead 1 hour. Now, if you have a cell phone, if you have a cable clock, if you have some kind of cable service, it will automatically go ahead 1 hour. But our Barnabas Dark Shadows clock down there in the living room, it's got to be set manually. I am okay, thank you. Are you okay? Are you sure? Could you do that cardiac mobile thing? Cardiac mobile. Put your 2 fingers on there and make sure your EKG is correct. We'd like to hear about that. I'm glad you are, though. Jack, do you think the Long Island fires? Tell me a little bit about them, Richard. I don't know a thing about them. In the little time we had left after I talked to Gene, we watched a little bit of YouTube. We all watched a few of the things that we like, Dark Shadows again, the cast, the 30th reunion anniversary, the 40th. It's now coming up on the 60th. Next year will be the 60th. Just amazing. And some of the cast remains, of course. Some of the cast remains. And we'll be going up to Tarrytown, or it's not really up to Tarrytown when you live in Middletown. We'll be going along. It's like a straight run. It's a straight run on 87. We have to go over the Mario Cuomo Bridge. The Mario Cuomo Bridge. Richard will say it's the Tappan Zee, but not really. Come on, they tore it down. So I think we can call this Mario Cuomo was not a bad chap. He wasn't a bad chap. I don't think you'll agree with me. So I have to look into that. Boy, there's tragedy every day, right? Tragedy every day. I'm wondering how the fires are that were around the Carolinas. Anybody have an update on that? Anybody have an update on the Carolina fires? Is there a secret handshake? There should be. There should always be a secret handshake. What are we talking about here? Do the Masons have a secret handshake? Tell me, what members of the XYZ generation are going to join the Masons or the Lions or any of those clubs? They're all destined to take a tailspin because only a certain amount of Republican youth will join them, I would say that would be my take. Well, Jackie, who says I think Pastor Bob should stop singing Elvis songs if he doesn't want everyone comparing the two of them. I think he just gets a kick out of it, and he loves those songs as we love those songs. Um, you know, one person said here, I think they said something that could possibly be true, which is he realizes everybody's on to him, but so he'll do stuff like that, but he has no desire to admit it, you know. But we could be wrong about the whole thing, and I really mean that. We could be. I don't know. You just go to the chat thing and you put in your email, and it should be here. That's all I know. Like I can do with mine. Don't want caps. What's going on here? Well, with my, I'm having trouble hitting it. Maybe you ran into the same thing where it looks funny. The box is bigger than usual, and there's no arrow to click on to post it. I don't know. Jack the Fair Guy, FAIR, Jack the Fair Guy at gmail.com. So there could be a problem, and I don't really have any idea why that is. Why that is. But tomorrow we'll go up to Monticello. Gene was talking about New York bagels, and the personification of New York bagels is right here in Middletown on the south end at the ShopRite Plaza there. What do they call that? Campbell Plaza? Campbell Plaza. And a few doors down from really right next to Brother Bruno's, which we are very familiar with, is Downtown Bagels, and they're just phenomenally good. Gene Wood was telling me that the New York Yankees had a runner that would come up and buy a bunch of the bagels. Um, Now I know they deliver, but I don't think they go down to Yankee Stadium. They deliver, within Orange County and maybe Sullivan, maybe into Ulster. I'm not sure. I think they used to do that. I don't know if they still do, but they are water bagels. You don't bake your bagel if you want it to be authentic, like Duncan. You put it in. There's a water process. I've seen them do it. It's very interesting. And um, Gene really loves those bagels. That's what happens here in Orange County, New York. People that leave here miss various food places, and I can always tell you what they are. And number one would be 65 years they existed. They don't anymore. Tony Boffa's would be the number one thing that people would say that they miss in Orange County, New York. Tony Jr. tried to pass it on to another Italian family or a Mexican family, some family, because it was such an opportunity if they could copy the recipes and continue with the tradition, but nobody wanted that or wanted to pay what he wanted for it. But the Korean stepped right up and said, "Here's your money," and bought the place and turned it into a Korean restaurant that'll never be as busy as Tony Boffa's. That's number one that people miss. Right down the road, originally downtown, where they have what we call the school teacher used to be Festival Square, but now they call it John Degnan Square. John Degnan Square, right across from the police station. Well, really across from the old Dino's. Gene will remember Dino's, I think. Um, was Coney Island, and now it's at the bus station. It's changed hands like 10 times since I've been alive. Um, and they still have the Coney Island hot dogs. They don't put as many onions on as they used to, but basically the sauce is the same, and people miss Coney Island when they leave this area. Nothing to do with Coney Island in Brooklyn. I'm not talking Nathan's hot dogs. That's something totally different. I love Nathan's hot dogs, but no, that's different. Coney Island restaurant, not related in any way, would be the number 2 place they tend to miss here in the Orange County area. Number 3 would be uh it's probably got to be DeFilippi's Bakery. DeFilippi's Bakery would be in the number 3 spot. That was sold by Mr. DeFilippi long ago, and now he is still around, as far as I know, and owns Daddy's Donuts, which are phenomenally good donuts, just off 211. And he has trucks going out with those donuts, although I never see them in the store around here. um, but DeFilippi's, if you know, you know. Um, Great pastries, great cakes, um, great Italian cookies, great cannolis, great eclairs. And then, of course, they have the authentic hard rolls, whether they be club rolls or round rolls, seeded or not, and Italian bread. But I'll tell you a little secret, as long as you promise not to tell anybody. They don't make it there. They never did. They never did. People come in 3 o'clock in the afternoon and say, "Oh, I needed club rolls," and they're out of them. You think they would have made some more? They would have seen them running out. No, they come from the city. They come from the city. Um, how would you make that many rolls? Because they sell them. They send the trucks out with those rolls and pastries too. How would you make that many rolls and still be able to bake anything else in that relatively small kitchen? No. But DeFilippi's would be number 3 that people miss. Um, Number 4 in Orange County. I should be able to go outside Middletown. Um, if we're going to talk Chinese food, the Goshen Chinese Kitchen is the very best in Orange County, in my opinion, in terms of a regular Chinese restaurant. Goshen Chinese Kitchen. Runner up would be China Star. Honorable mention to Peking House. Peking House, which is the closest to me. They've got great vegetable dumplings, but the best Chinese buffet is in the town of Newburgh, in the parking lot of the Newburgh Mall. It's called Flaming Grill, and it's a trip to heaven. Trip to heaven. We have been there many, many times, but we don't go as much as because the budget is tighter now. But thank you. I hope the chat hasn't froze. I'm not seeing anybody type somebody, because I may have to go to my my active stream to read the current comments. 72 watching and 37 likes is what I have. Yes, please hit the like button. I really need to get to 9,900 subscribers. Have I made it yet? Help me get to 9,900 subscribers on the show tonight. We were only 10 away the last time I checked. I haven't checked lately. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do now so we can get to 9,900. It's been a while in coming. And then, of course, how long to get to 10,000? I do not know. What's off tonight? Something's wrong with the chat now? You having trouble typing in the chat? Let me go to my live stream as you see it. Okay. See, I don't see the count now anymore when I do this. And I hear me. I don't see the count now anymore when I do this. Hear me? Repeating what I just said. I'm on a 5-second delay in case I say something bad. I don't know. And I don't, let me see now. Yeah, see, now I see the new comments that had stopped for me. This means when I go to end the show in whatever time, it won't be easy to get this off the air and have the replay start. When that happened, when one thing leads to another. I didn't say I could sing. I just know that song. One thing leads to another by the Fix. I used to know the guy who was the manager for the Fix, or he used to know me, but he don't know me no more. He don't know me no more. Jackie Organ, the latest comment. I love Sly Stallone. Yes, I do too. I was watching Rocky 2 last night. Rocky 1 has Thayer David in it from Dark Shadows. um, Rocky in the nursing home will be coming soon. What number will that be? I miss honey garlic dipping sauce, huh? Honey garlic dipping sauce. I know honey mustard. I don't know if I know honey garlic. You don't get that down here in the US. Oh, so you get it in Canada? Has anyone had the pastrami sandwich at Jason's Deli? I thought you were going to say the Carnegie Deli in New York City or the Stage Deli in New York City. Carnegie is the legendary, it's been in how many movies? Oh, geez. How many celebrities eat there? Certainly you could go by the Carnegie Deli in the 60s and there was Milton Berle. There was, Shecky Green. There was any number of comics would go there. Mel Brooks, because he used to be out there in New York City. Echo, echo, says Thomas. Anyone else hearing an echo, echo? Oh, yes, when I had my replay on, yes. It'd make you insane in the membrane, insane in the membrane. You missed me fighting to put my email in the chat. Now here it looks like it's perfectly normal and I could write, but I don't think I can write here. I guess I can test that out, can't I? Hello. There it is. Okay. This is so strange. People are strange. Have you noticed? Sometimes they get ugly. I'm so confused. Okay, there's the email. Good. Rocky in the nursing home. I think it would be good, Shelley. What do you think? Ted Richards says strong gusts. It's hard sometimes to get that S in there. Strong gusts caused a slight brownout and was enough to interrupt power, and the computer crashed. What did I miss in the last 20 minutes? Richard Lyon has told us that he used to be a cross-dresser. That was the only thing I can think of that you missed. Let's see. Now I'm gonna meet Vinny the Chin. That can't be good. That can't be gin. That can't be gin. No, it can't be gin or good. I love Sly Stallone, says Jackie. I was watching Rocky 2 last night. I think I said that. Now I'm from the Department of Redundancy Department. Has anyone had the pastrami? Where is Jason's Grill, huh? And where is Maggie's Farm? I don't want to go down on Maggie's Farm anymore. And Gene Ladd, if you're still here, I don't know if you still are, but we were talking poets. We have to put Mr. Zimmerman in there as one of the greatest poets of all time, do we not? Bob Dylan. Did you ever hear the story about where Bob Dylan was here in Middletown, New York? Allegedly. I'm still not sure if it's true to this day. I'm not sure he really had a motorcycle accident on Route 84, but it's all connected to that in the 60s and where he ended up. And where he rehabbed. It could have been a myth. Neo says something in the way she moves. So George Harrison wrote that lyric, something in the way she moves. And he was stuck on what to say next. And he asked John Lennon for advice. And John said, well, just say anything and keep going with the song, and eventually it will come to you. And I forget what Paul said, but somehow someone said to him, attracts me like no other lover. I look completely frozen now on this screen. What's going on? Can you still see me? What is going on tonight? I think I'm completely frozen. I think I am. Let me go back to the live stream. You can still see me move my mouth. Huh. So I'm not frozen. I'm still here. It didn't say computer crashed. 72 watching and 37 likes, but that may not be an updated number. You guys may have a updated number, but the chat here in my live stream is frozen. But when I go to what you see, um, it's not frozen. You are fine here, says Neon. Neon, thank you. I'm not frozen. But please don't pop me in the microwave. Jackie Organ says, Ted Richards, we have had a very strong and dangerous cyclone / hurricane with 320,000 homes without power. And where again are you, Jackie? Yes, we do, says Richard. Not sure what you're responding to. Bertha Blackwell, I hope everyone is doing well tonight and have a good night. And Jack and your wife is doing well. Thank you, Jack, for your show. Well, thank you, Bertha Blackwell. I always think of Bertha that I went to Catholic school with. Something like her wedding name, her married name is Bertha Good something. But I can't remember what her name was when we knew her in Catholic school. She's married to Bert, so it's Bert and Bertha. Bert and Bertha. Bert worked at Coney Island. He knows exactly how to make that Coney Island sauce, which is legendary. Hello, Paul Bennett. Hello, Jack. How are you doing this great weekend? Fine and dandy. Getting ready for daylight savings. We're going to miss an hour of sleep. Vinny the Chin will be knocking on your door. I knew I blew it. I'm in trouble now. Jack, do you like salami? I do, but it's so bad for you, you know. There is some good salami around here because there's some authentic Italian delis, you know. So I was talking about famous favorite places. Oh, I forgot a huge one. Gene Ladd, are you still here? Soon's Orchard. Oh, yeah. That's probably ahead of the Colonial Diner. And that's big. Colonial, believe me. But Soon's Orchard, oh yes, because they have the Scotty's pies and turnovers and muffins and what I call salty chocolate chip cookies. People miss Soon's Orchard when they move to another part in the country. Richard Lang, good night, Jack. All a good night until your next time. Ciao. Ciao. I'm glad you stopped by, Richard. Beautiful picture of you in Vivian. And we'll talk to you next time. I appreciate that. You're always a gem, always a gem. The Grand Patriarch, Mr. Richard Lyon. Now, Jack, do you like pastrami? Yeah, so pastrami, yeah, I do, but I almost never have it, so I guess I can't like it that much. We don't have a good Jewish deli here. We used to have one. Um, down on Dolson Avenue there by near where Carvel is. If you don't have a Carvel, you don't have great ice cream. Well, there are other places, but Carvel's right up there. It's our favorite, best place to get a hot fudge sundae, and Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel, so you can get two for the price of one. Ciao bella, ciao bella. See, on this stream that I'm watching, I'm totally frozen. My picture is totally frozen. This is so weird. So weird. But the chat is not frozen. So, but Soon's Orchard. Yes. Oh dear. The scones, the apple cider, of course. And all the fresh apples picked right there in the orchard. Unless they can't get them, then they have to get them from somewhere else. You know, if it's a bad season and they run out too early or something. You can hit invisible, right? You can hit invisible if you want to. Most of that is fatty and not good, says Ted Richards. You can't argue when you're talking salami or pastrami. I guess you can't really argue that point. Yes, the Penguin did train Rocky. You're right about that, Neo. The great Burgess Meredith, wonderful, wonderful actor who did a lot of things. But let's face it, when he put on the Penguin suit, he reached the pinnacle of his fame. I don't think that was intended, but in terms of most memorable role, and I may be wrong because others will have a movie that I haven't watched, but as the Penguin on the TV series Batman, that was the biggest thing he ever did. I think it's the biggest thing Cesar Romero ever did as the Joker on Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward. Okay. All good here, says Thomas. Yeah, it's just weird. My screen is I'm frozen here. And it's not like a nice picture of me frozen. It got me mouth open a funny way, it's not encouraging. Turn your clock ahead 1 hour before bed. That's right. Shelley, do you do that in Canada? Do you? Do you? So, oh boy, Trudeau is still saying in the last days of this government. Oh, for goodness sakes, finish it off, buddy. I don't know. Does he decide when he's going to leave or does he have a date? You're never going to answer me that question because apparently you don't know, Shelley 3. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Go on and get. Go on and get. Well, hello, Jose Morales. How are you? Where are you watching from? You're new. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for a Saturday night. We do this Wednesday and Saturday night at 10 p.m. East Coast time. And next time it'll be Eastern Daylight Savings Time that we do it on Wednesday. Yeah. Welcome, Jose. Pam Donnelly hijacking, everyone. I am late. Are you getting concerned? Are you telling us in a sly way you could be with child? Is that what you mean? I wonder. The Rye or the Kaiser? Right. Where does that line come from, though? The Rye or the Kaiser? It's not a Weird Al song, right? Weird Al is coming to Bethel Woods in this coming summer. He is. Love to see him, but funds are tight. But our friends Sean and Norma will be going up to Massachusetts and staying overnight. They're going to the IPA, the International Polka Association Awards with music from Lenny Gomulka, Johnny Karas, the lead saxophone player, lead vocalist of the Jimmy Star Orchestra. He's kind of like part-time with the orchestra now because he lives down in Daytona Beach. He will receive an award, as will Al Piakowski, the great accordion player for Jimmy Stir. I don't know if Jimmy will be there. I don't know. But they're going and they're going to have a wonderful time. They describe it as a romantic getaway. They're staying at the hotel, I think, where the IPA will be held. I think that's what they told me. I was at a benefit for the vets, says Pam Donnelly. Well, that sounds like a good thing. God bless our vets. I always give money. ShopRite honors the vets, and they'll say, you want to add, do you want to round it off to the vets? I'll say, put $2 on, put $3 on, something like that. I don't want to just, give them 42 cents. So I always put more in, and this happens a number of times during the year. So very happy about that. I work with our Legion to help vets at Christmas. I see. Yeah, I don't know where our American Legion is now. It used to be down there on Wisner Avenue near the fairgrounds, and I don't know where they are. They demolished that building. The Monotones wrote the Book of Love, right? Or recorded the Book of Love. I wonder who wrote the Book of Love. Yes, the Monotones is correct. It is definitely correct. We have, I don't know how many. How many is the count, gang? I can't find the count. If I go back to the other stream, It will give me an outdated count since I'm watching on the on my channel basically. I'm frozen and there's no count. So I have no idea how many people are watching. Thank you, Jody Smith. 64 watching. The count is 65. Do I hear a 66? WNBC. WNBC. Oh, Private Parts was a good movie. I wonder if Gene Ladd saw Private Parts with Howard Stern. A lot of people came away from that and said the same thing. Wasn't really a big Howard Stern fan, but I liked that movie. Well, that's the first time we got to see, oh, don't let me blank on this. This is one of those times. Pig Vomit was the character that Stern would call him, who played John Adams so beautifully in HBO. Paul Giamatti, thank God. Paul Giamatti is the first time I saw him was in Private Parts, and I said, this guy is going to be big, and he's big. Wonderful actor, Paul Giamatti. Of course, he's on that show Billions on HBO Max, or he was, and the reruns are playing, and I was never a big fan of that one. Just don't want to hear about corporate greed, you know? Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cops left the dog at the fest. Cops left their German Shepherd at the fest. You sure the German Shepherd didn't say, "Look, I want to hang around and have a few beers, and maybe meet up with I can't say that, a witch." Not a witch, but you get it, right? Oh dear. Imus said it best. Yes, that's right. It's a great line, right? When they go to knock on, they're going to knock on Imus's door when he says, I think he said perfectly. He says, I can't say it the way he said it, perfectly, perfectly. And then Imus opens the door and he introduces Howard Stern for the first time, and Imus slams the door. I saw Imus live twice. I saw him at the Bottom Line, a legendary place up in Poughkeepsie, New York. The Bottom Line doing comedy, and I saw him at a bar in New Paltz. He was funny, and everybody loved him. But the fact that he can, he can use all the dirty words, he can't do that on the radio. He has to be more clever. But everyone knows that's a big Imus fan, that Charles McCord had a lot to do with the brilliance of Don Imus, because it was Charles McCord that wrote most of those scripts. Granted, it was Imus who delivered Crazy Bob, kind of a perverted children's storyteller, that character, and Reverend Billy Soul Harkis from the Discount House of Worship in Del Rio, Texas. I did not buy this $4,000 suit. It falleth from out of the sky. Don Imus says, Billy Soul Harkis. Eating coleslaw. I thought you were going to say chowder. Let's see here. Yes, I hope I said that right. I did say happy birthday, Vivian Lee Lyon. And we showed their picture. At some point, I'll be able to get the replay up when we close out, but it'll probably take me a little while, or I have to give up and let it automatically reset itself. That happens too. 66 watching then. What do we have now? Who knows? I'm just looking at myself with an open mouth at this screen. It's the strangest thing, I tell you, Tess. Eating Cheerios here. Not even Honey Nut Cheerios, Tess? I like the Honey Nut Cheerios. Like, take something that's basically fairly healthy for you and throw sugar glaze on it. Call it honey. Oh, yeah. Cops left the dog at the fest. That's funny. Don't worry. He's been trained. He can probably hop in a taxi and go where he's supposed to be. He'll even be able to tell them where he lives, which is probably the police station. I don't know. Probably not the police station, actually. I see that orange highlighting. I don't see anything after the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned, Depressed, and Downtrodden, but that is the name of our channel. So, I don't know about the Long Island fires. Richard had some interesting things that he was talking to me about, but I don't want to just throw it out there. I'll look into it a little more and see what Richard has to say. I have went to some Chinese places. Rice tasted like plastic. It's when they do the pork fried rice. It's either going to be good or it's not going to be. Like Goshen Chinese Kitchen is phenomenally good with the pork fried rice. They make a great hot and sour soup. A great hot and sour soup. I haven't had that in a long time. They make a good General Chow's, which is really bad for you. My cardiologist made a point of telling me that. He says, fire the General. Fire the General. They make a wonderful chicken with broccoli or beef with broccoli. They make great pepper steak. Oh, yes. Um, they have their own orange sauce, their duck sauce in round little tubs that you can buy, so you don't have to use the packets for free, I guess. It's all worked into the price. But thank you, Richard Lyon. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Richard is, I didn't even thank him. I don't know if he's still here. Richard Lyon hit the thanks button for 1111. We have to talk more about the topic that you mentioned. I have to look into that. I have to say, I found it interesting what you said. 1111. Thank you for hitting the thanks button, Richard. That's your go-to number, and I appreciate it very much. So many people did hit it earlier too, as well, including Hockey 92, and my goodness, even Christari hit it. And now I'm trying to get to it to see it, the replay, and I can't see it. I know that go over here. I think Todd Bradshaw said he was doing something on this Saturday night. Now that I recall, because he was with us Wednesday. Yes, I can understand that. Have a life. I understand totally. But June Joyner hit the Cash App, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56 for $30 for an early happy birthday. I appreciate that very, very much. So I will look through these things. And there we are. Thank you, Richard. Really, really appreciate it. Happy birthday, Vivian Lee Lyon. Her name isn't really Lee, I don't think. Jose, did we ever find out where you were from? I'm glad you're here. If you're still here, I don't know. Chris Starry, who had brain surgery, says tumor surgery will send more later, too tired. Well, I think 11 is quite enough. It's a real good start, Chris Starry. I know you just got you got to rest now, so you have time on your hands, but you got to be worn out. Bless you, Pam. I wonder, Jody Smith says. I see that now. There's also the VFW. Yes, I never owned a VFW, but Karen owned a VFW Bug. No, I understand. Veterans of foreign wars. God bless them. God bless them, Neil. God bless the USA, because I'm proud to be an American. Ted Richards is talking to Nonstick Pam. Yes, we help homeless and those elderly vets in nursing homes. Wonderful. If you don't have people visiting you in nursing homes, it's bad. There's got to be someone checking on you. It can be bad. They'll just neglect you. I hate to say it, they're overwhelmed, they're overworked. they're not too thrilled to be working there. Many of them, they didn't go for their dreams, and now they're emptying bedpans and stuff like that. It's not an easy job. We know, we know, we know. You know, Chris Starry, better than anybody. So true, Jack. It's a hard job. And when Karen's mom was in the nursing home, they knew when that redhead hit the floor. They had a certain look on their face. Um, One time she goes into the room and her mother's oxygen has been disconnected or something. They don't even know it. Now Karen's not the type to be, nasty or anything like that. Firm, but not nasty. But if you don't have that person coming to visit you on a regular basis, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I'm a life member of it. Of what? The VFW? John Palmer was from where I live, from NBC News, Jane Justice. I used to love John Palmer. He had a head shaped exactly like Adam Schiff. I just realized that. But he was probably a bazillion times better of a person than Adam Schiff. Did you hear Adam Schiff talking about the negative email he gets from around the country and probably beyond? Adam Shifty Schiff with his phony Russian hoax BS. He said, my message to them is screw you and the horse you rode in on. I remember who used to say that a lot. I heard that growing up. Screw you and the horse you rode in on. Well, Adam Schiff, we already know that you're at the level with say Joy Reid. You're like that. You're a nuttin. You're a nuttin to us. So we don't really feel one way or another one way. Call me. You want me to do a Blondie medley? I think I won't. Huh. Arnold Palmer tea. Yeah, I've had Arnold Palmer tea. It was spiked tea, right? Yeah. But I do remember John Palmer. Oh, absolutely. Back in the days of John Chancellor and I think Judy Woodruff was around there, and now she's a sellout on the PBS network. I saw her doing election night coverage. It was just so funny. There's this guy, have you seen him, Clinton Jaws, that takes various networks and shows you the highlights of election night coverage. Hold on, please. And they start off, these woke people, so excited about Kamala's chances, and then it goes into, well, it's early. We want to stress that there's many ways for a pathway to victory, and that leads into there's still a path. There's still a path. There, we want to stress that. We want to stress that. It is kind of good stuff. I don't like to, we had to sit through 4 years of Joe Biden, so we kind of feel entitled to enjoy something like that. Worst president in my lifetime. And it's new stuff is coming out all the time. They're talking about slush funds now that he was involved with, money being funneled to this one and that one. And they say that Maxine Waters, can you imagine that? Maxine Waters, who says we're all a bunch of racists. Maxine Waters funneled, they say, this is allegedly $1 million to her daughter. Maxine Waters, a sweet woman like that. She's someone that you go back 30 years and she was beautiful and I think a lot more level-headed. You go back 15 years, Elizabeth Warren was saying, yes, we do have to root out phony spending in government, overspending, and shadow spending. She was all for it. But when you have Trump derangement syndrome, everything changes. Everything changes. So here's Johnny Barcerial right here from Jesse Waters' Prime Time. He got pushed by Omar, Congresswoman Omar, who should be sent back to where she came from She's a embarrassment to the United States Congress. Um, I mean, at least AOC, she's it's not that she's pretty; it's that she's amusing. Her zaniness is amusing. She could be a comedian, I think. But he tried to get Omar to speak as she was entering an elevator, and she just reaches over and pushes him back. Johnny, he's phenomenal. Love him, Johnny Bonaserio. Um, he's just taped for Monday. You will see him at a beach, and anytime they're at a beach, guys, you know this if you watch prime time. They always find the most beautiful young things on the beach wearing the you know what, and they shoot them from behind. Johnny's in front of them, and the cameraman's behind them every single time. Oh dear, Ted Richards. How am I supposed to not lust in this kind of environment? Turn off the television, flee the temptation. But Johnny's so funny. I have to see Johnny. I have to. Oh dear. I'm having internet issues this afternoon. This afternoon. She keeps telling us it's warm and it's afternoon. I could be, if I were where you are, Jackie, and you may not be able to hear me now if you're having internet issues, I could maybe find a place where I could sit down and light up one of my stogies that I haven't had a stogie since October. Shelley says 57 is so young. God says not to have fear. He says he didn't give us a spirit of fear. But I always forget the second part of that verse. Tess, I'm 64. Ted Richards, and since losing my husband, I have no one to count on. Yeah. As you get older, as you get into your 60s, it's important, Over the years, I have had my issues with being kind of feeling kind of stuck living in Middletown. But it all works out because I didn't know I was going to be diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, and I didn't know about a drug called Camzyos, and that would lead to me being introduced to Dr. Naidu down at Westchester Medical Center, and I have to go there every 3 months for an echo scan. So that's good. I can still travel. I just have to be back for those appointments. Steven Spielich, howdy, Jack. How you been? I've been pretty good. I'm looking forward to Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be warmer on Monday, and Tuesday could be really nice. Watch it'll pour rain, but I'll still be out in the gazebo because it's fenced in. Type something, Christari says. So Melissa VD is here as well, and but she does not want to talk to me. Oh, there it is. Good evening, Jack, and all made it. Looks like you made it. At least I thought so too today. Barry Manilow is living at Radio City Music Hall now, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see Barry Manilow, come to New York City. I recommend you be dropped off right at the door. If you have bodyguards, you can go to restaurants and stuff afterwards. But be careful, because between Bragg and the governor, what can I say? Eric Adams is doing the best he can. He's got a lot of competition for the election because Andrew Cuomo, former governor of New York, is running for mayor in New York City. Curtis Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels, is running on the Republican side. And there are others that are interested. Jack, don't forget about getting regular colonoscopies. Yeah. You threw me there for a moment there, and you made it 2 words. Yeah, colonoscopies. I was just saying to Karen, we're not hearing from Dr. Plumer's office, so we better call because it's getting to be time. It's getting to be time. I think it's a good 5 years. I may be wrong, but I think so. I'm 76 and my husband passed away, says Jane Justice, 3/17/2015. Lonely for sure. Yeah. Well, I hope you'll find some companionship, Jane, because that's good. There are lonely men out there, and I bet you there could be a good one that you could, hook up with if you are so inclined. If you are so inclined. Lots of us in this boat. Ted Richards, you're in that boat? I didn't know that. Body gets older, but inside we are all 33. Sometimes we're like 18 inside. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a guy. I don't know how it is for a woman. I'd have to ask Caitlyn Jenner, Fox News contributor. I don't know. I met someone that I think is related to Caitlyn Jenner when I was living in Hollywood. I've told you that. 1979 or 1980, when I was doing security on the set of the Village People movie, Can't Stop the Music. That movie pretty much stopped their music. But they, of course, after a while, people want to hear those songs again, especially YMCA. It's a whole different group of Village People now. But Bruce Jenner was standing next to me at one point. Whatever happened to him? Whatever happened to Bruce Jenner? I don't know. Can Bruce Jenner go into the female locker room? Can she go into the ladies' room? Jack, what are your thoughts? If you are as committed as Caitlyn Jenner is, and you go all the way with it, I feel you can. I feel you can. Uh, he flipped her wig, says Ted Richards. I thought he put one on. Lovely Rita May. Me too. My husband passed away 4/21/23. It's very hard. I'm so sorry, Rita. So very sorry. Tess, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I know how you feel, and she really means it. Bruce flipped his wig. Ha, 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 ha. Ted Richards. She's talking to Ted Richards. Well, I saw Caitlyn on Fox. I think it was either on the 6 o'clock news with Brett Baer, or it was on with Martha, or with John and Sandra. And always enjoy hearing Caitlyn Jenner speak. If you're over 18 and you want to do that, that's your business and it's not mine. And just don't be castrating the kids. Don't be chemically castrating the kids. That's pure child abuse. Yeah. How many are watching right now, everybody? I have no way of telling. In this menagerie where I am frozen as I look at me through my channel. And just so very thankful for the response on the thanks button. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. Very, very thankful for that. And also Jane Justice on the Cash App. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here I am. I can see myself now, but it still has the old count, not the current count, and the chat on the stream that I have set up is the chat is frozen, but I'm not. If I go over here to my channel, I'm frozen, but the chat is not. It's more confusing than trying to figure out the Democratic Progressive Platform. Oh, wait a minute. They don't have one. Believe me, they don't have one. They're going to lose big. They're really going to lose big in the midterms after their performance at President Trump's speech, when they would not stand to applaud a 13-year-old boy who survived brain cancer, getting his honorary credentials for Secret Service. And the fact that Hakeem was not smart enough to say, I better get off my butt and stand and applaud, and others would have done it if they saw their leader do it. He's no more a leader than he is, I don't know, brain surgeon, and he ain't one. Oh, have you noticed my on-air sign is broken? It is. I have to have Andy try to put a new wire in it because the cord is messed up. Brenda Sweeney, my husband of 45 years, passed away 4/9/2022. Will be 3 years and so hard still. Have you noticed it's the guys that tend to pass away before the women? That is like what, 80% of the time, 90% of the time. I have noticed that. Yes, I'm sorry for your loss, Brother Sweeney. Amen. They say you never get over it, but you learn to live with it, right? Um, Barbara Kendall, 65 now, watching. Thank you, Barbara Kendall. BK, what's going on with you, Barbara? Oh, I'm trying to remember where you live, and it's not coming to mind. Thin ice, Jack. Well, what did I say? Um, you when that happens, I have to think, what did I just say? And it could be like two or three different things. It's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. From Cool and the Gang. What's that guy's name? I saw him at BB King's, that lead singer of Cool and the Gang. Great talent. My dog passed away 5 years ago. I still have moments. Okay, yeah, well, that's true. Since I've been here, we've lost 7 or 8 cats and a dog. Now we have Willie Loomis, who we're not quite sure how old he is because we scooped him up from a gas station. He was auditioning for us. He really wanted to come. So there you go. Has anyone wondered, says Sue A. Hello, Sue A. Has wondered if Bob/Elvis took on his wife's last name when Robert Wayne Joyce passed away to cover up? Well, that's a funny way to put it, but I have no verification that Robert Wayne Joyce is not with us. Of course, there are those who would swear that when you see the pastor, you're looking at Robert Wayne Joyce. I've always believed in the two Robert Wayne Joyce theory, but I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. We could end up, seems like when we go over 2 hours on a Saturday night, there could be trouble. Good night and God bless you. Should we be immediately cut off because we have been coming up on 2 hours. Jack the animal lover? No, that's Karen. That is Karen. But I think cats are cool. Several of her cats were very dear to me. Kaz Reed was number one, the funniest cat I've ever seen, and had a great life. He was an outdoor-indoor cat, would keep coming and going. Most of his summers were spent with the gay neighbors next door. Yeah, they were. They loved him, and he would hang out in their beautiful yard with them, tour. He would force them to walk around the yard every morning. And then we had Herb, who was very old when I got here. I named him Herb. His name was really Gypsy. But Herb was a real cool cat. And then his wife, Hazel, who looked like him. I don't think it was incest, though. But she passed. Well, we had to put her down because she had lost all control, But Karen took care of Hazel for a long time when she was losing control. And finally, it just became obvious that there was nothing that could be done. Then there was Bella, and then there was Charlie, and then there was oh, yes, of course. There was the mom and the son. The mom and the son. Cougar was the son, and the mother I called him just for fun. I called him Steven. But it was a female cat and liked the son and hated her daughter, which was Bella. Good night, Jack, and everyone. Have a great weekend. Well, thank you for stopping by, Barbara Kendall. Thank you for giving me the count. It takes time, Tess, sometimes a lot of time. Okay. Turn your time ahead 1 hour. 2 a.m. becomes 3 a.m. Some clocks will automatically set like the one on your cell phone. So there you go. Thank you, Jean Ladd, for stopping by. Chris Starry, we're going to pray for you. Need a better pair of glasses. I got to go to the Dollar Tree again and get some readers. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, beginning with verse 1. Now, brethren, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering together to him, we ask you not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled either by spirit or by the word or by letter, as it is, as if from us, as though the day of Christ had come. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. I think we're in that season. And the man of sin is revealed. That hasn't happened yet. The son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Do you not remember that when I was still with you, I told you these things? And now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his own time. Not our timetable, but his. Second Thessalonians. Thank you, Chi-Chi, for hitting the thanks button for $5. I appreciate that. Happy birthday in advance. Thank you so much. Thank you to all that hit the thanks button. Thank you to Jane Justice for hitting the Cash App. Everyone have a blessed Sunday. Get happy. Lord, we just pray for those needs here. We have many broken hearts. They've lost their spouse. They think about it every day, Lord. Pray for your peace, a peace that passes all understanding, to envelop them from the top of their heads to the soles of their feet. For the lonely, comfort them, send them in the direction of someone special. And we pray especially for Christari, who's recovering from brain tumor surgery and has issues still. We just pray for complete healing for Christari from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. We pray for Brenda, who's got pain issues, kidney stones, etc. We just pray for her healing. And we pray for Deborah Lake, who wasn't with us tonight, I don't think, maybe in the replay, who is going through immune therapy and taking a pill, a chemo pill. So we ask for healing, total healing for her, for all our loved ones, for unspoken needs, Lord. We pray for that. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you so much, Christari. Thank you for you being an encouragement to me. May the Lord Jesus himself be an encouragement to you. We love to see a complete victory here, a complete victory in Jesus' name. 127, really, Christari, watching right now? Is that true? Our highest number? Wow. Well, everybody sign in that hasn't signed in and tell me where you're from so I can say hello before we go. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. This way, if we pop on to pop off, as we did a few nights ago, Thursday morning, no, it was Friday morning, right? That I popped on at 2:00 in the morning and we got a nice little crowd. We got a nice little crowd. In fact, it was 2:20 in the morning when I came on, or 2:10 or something like that. 2:07. I remember because I said it's 2:07. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. Oh, dear. So, yeah, we'll go up to Monticello on Sunday and visit the Wombo Buffet. Thank you, Jody Smith, the encourager. $1 on the thanks button. I'm very appreciative of that. Nice woman up there who owns it. She spent so much time there. They're off on Tuesdays, but her whole life is like they're in there by probably 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're out of there by like 9:30 at night, 6 days a week on Route 52 in Monticello. And we'll go over to Walmart because it's that kind of time now where I have to start looking for YouTube Hawaiian style shirts. They're usually pretty reasonably priced, and you know, I'm always looking for YouTube shirts. It comes with a turf, I feel responsibility to do that. To do that. Good wishes from Melissa VD. I do not see a thanks button. Is the thanks button there, everybody? I don't know. I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't see it in what I'm looking at. I will see it later, but I won't see it now. It's at the comment bar off to the left, to the right. Yes, as it should be, to the right. I don't know about a Cash App button. I don't know. I don't think I can do that because Google is nice enough to let me mention it. But Cash App is nothing to do with Google. They put the thanks button in there, Google, YouTube. So I can just mention it, and I'm very grateful for them that they let me. I'm very grateful for the thanks button as well. But Cash App is Media Guy, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. Yes, I don't know about those things, Georgia Peach. Do you make a nice cobbler, Georgia Peach? Do you make a nice cobbler? Peach cobbler. Mm-mm. I hear some sounds out there. Is Brad coming in after a long night? Blessings as always, Jack. Thank you, Jody Smith. And you do bless me in so many ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The 5 sign is showing up. The dollar sign is showing up. Sorry, I took off my specs. Interesting. Very interesting. Anybody else that's new that hasn't said hello? We'd love to know who you are and where you are watching from. Come on, get happy like the Partridge Family, Shelly Belly. Yeah. It's been a very good night. I appreciate that. We're coming in almost to 2 hours and 10 minutes. We'll be back Wednesday night. Daylight savings time, daylight savings time, which happens here in less than 2 hours. 2 a.m. becomes 3 a.m. Set your clocks ahead if you have that kind of clock. Like in my car, I got to set it. When I get in my car tomorrow, it will be incorrect time. It'll say 1 when it's really 2. Something like that. Peach cobbler. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I don't need no vanilla ice cream or anything. If it's a good cobbler, it don't need nothing. I do like it to be a little warm, but so if you get it right out of the oven, let it cool for a little bit. Peach pie, delicious. What can I tell you? But don't buy it, in like the supermarket. Oh, it's only $4.99. There's a reason it's only $4.99. I love German chocolate cake. I'm right there with you, Melissa VD. I made my first homemade one for my birthday. It was it was amazing. Better than paying the local baker too, right? I understand what you're saying. There's no Cash App button, Tess, because I would be putting something, I would be trying to put into YouTube something that has nothing to do with YouTube, The thanks button is a product of Google, YouTube. I can't put now there's a way around that. I just thought of Mike Murdoch. Anybody ever watch Mike Murdoch? Right on the screen, he's got like 8 ways to give, It's all listed there. He writes it in. Excuse me. Now we're into a technology that is light years away, and I don't want to, hit it that hard. I mention it. Um, Nancy DeMarco said, "Why don't you have a thanks button? Everybody else does." I mention it because we are not getting 500,000 views, 1,000,000 views, or whatever. So it's more important that there's a way to subsidize so that at the end of the month I can make my bare minimum because, you know, like any other creator, I need it. Some don't need it as much as me, but whatever. Oh, I see it now. They must have updated it. It's been a hit minute since I caught a live show. It's been a more than a minute, more than a woman to me. So I don't see anybody new here, but I thank everybody for stopping by tonight. YouTube has changed some things, and the Cash App button is nowhere in sight. I think you mean the thanks button, right? Because there's never been a Cash App button. It's just Jack the Fair Guy. I'm sorry, Media Guy. I'm doing my email now. Media Guy, MEDIAGUY 56, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56 for the Cash App. I get more of it when you hit the Cash App, but I'm very thankful for the Google thanks button. You have to be registered with Media Guy, George H. You go to the apps and you'll see a green sign that says Cash App, and you have to register. Here comes the part you may not like. You have to put in your checking account. You have to link it to your checking account, and then other people can send you money. Say your auntie or your son or your daughter, or you can send them money. When you bring new people into Cash App, you'll get an extra $5 the first time they use it if you are the one that brought them in. So it's in the App Store. It's in the App Store. It's green, and they'll say Cash App, and there'll be a dollar sign there, and you have to register your checking account, whatever. I've been using Cash App for years. I've sent money to my kids. I've sent money to my ex-wife, and that's a regular thing, required thing, because it's actually written in the papers, and I've never had any problem with it. So when it came tax time, it was real simple. I told my tax lady, anything that I'm sending out, to the same person every time, that's that. And anything that I received is taxable tips, because we don't have no tax on tips yet. Hopefully we will. So, but it all worked out. I didn't really owe too much at all. Um, I I kind of broke even. So the people that did send Cash App tips, as well as really the people from the thanks button, because that all had to be reported too. That goes into the Google number for the year. It combines with the views that you get paid for every per 1,000 views of anything I do. And they combine it with the thanks button tips. And then that is the amount for the year, you know? So, but it worked out. So it's not like, oh man, all those people hit tips and I had to pay half of it back in taxes. That did not happen, because that's how low my income is. Now, I'm in a low tax bracket, I guess. So there you go. Yep, you have to have your own Cash App, download it on your phone. Then you can send Jack cheddar, I think they call it, that way. And I get more of it when you hit Cash App. But either way, that thanks button a real blessing. It boosts up my total, and my total is not that high. It's been going down because the views have been going down, but yet the live shows are stronger than ever, and the core audience is there, and that's a real blessing to me. We've been doing a topic that is the one that gets the hits, and we've been doing it for 7 years. So, but this story has a way of new chapters happening every month. There's a new chapter. And as the chronological storyteller, I step up, I step up. Some will be more successful than others. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching Worldwide Ramblings. Daylight savings time begins here in the USA, except Arizona, in an hour and 45 minutes. Set your clock ahead if it's that kind of a clock. We'll see you back here at 10 p.m. Wednesday night, daylight savings time. And hopefully by then I will have experienced some warm weather. I appreciate you very much. You make it all possible. I couldn't do it if you didn't participate. I couldn't do it because I'd probably be standing in Walmart saying, "Oh, the sporting goods department is uh is that away is that away, and let me see your receipt. Do you I have to look through everything." I'd be that guy, the greeter. I don't want to do that. I worked for over 50 years, nights a peace officer for the city of New York, a lot of radio, a lot of two jobs at one time, a ton of overtime. So this is where I want to spend my retirement with you, Auntie Rue. Thanks again. It's going to be hard to pull this down because of the frozen chat, but eventually it will reset, and you may get